We were headed home from vacation the other day, and as we were driving, there was a bridge coming up, and it was one of those big bridges that have like the big metal frame on top of it. But from a distance, it looked like that's where the road was going. It looked like you were going to have to go up this steep place and then go across that metal, and then that's what it looked like. That's where the road was headed. Now, I had already been over that bridge before, and so I knew that wasn't accurate. It's just the way it looked from a distance, and that when we got up there, that metal would be the rails and the top of the bridge, but the actual bridge, was just a normal road and nothing too dramatic. But as I seen that, God began to speak to my heart a little bit about how many times I have been hesitant to go the path that He's put in front of me, to take the steps that He's asked me to take. Because in my mind, I see this scary road in front of me. I see this, this big path that's terrifying, and it's going to be steep, and it's going to be hard, and it's going to be difficult, and I don't really want to do it. I'm scared, And God began churning within me. How many times have I looked at the road in front of me, the task maybe that He's put in front of me, the step that He's asking me to take, and I have been hesitant because I see what I think is where He's taking me to. I see what I think I'm going to have to go through. And then it's not even real. When I get to that spot, it's not even like I imagined. It's different. It's not as hard. It's not scary at all. How many times have I maybe dragged my feet longer than I should have in doing what God's asked me to do because I have had this fear, because I see something that's not even real in front of me. I see where I think He's going to make me go through, and I don't want to do it. When in actuality, even if it's worst case scenario, if God's with me, then I'm going to be okay. Jesus has a purpose, and He's going to take me where I need to go. But in my humanity, do I trust what I think? I see the plan that I think I know how it's going to go. Do I trust in that more than I trust in Jesus? More than I trust in Him ordering my steps? More than I trust that He has a plan for me and His thoughts for me are good, and that He's got an expected end waiting for me, and that it really doesn't matter if I have to go up a terrifying metal frame to get where I'm going. If He's with me, it's going to be okay. I am trying to learn more and more. And some days I get it right, and some days I don't. To trust in God's plan and try not to question so much based off of what I can see. Because the truth is, God sees more than I see. He knows the beginning from the end. So if He's got me set on a path and He's asking me to trust and walk forward, then that's what I have to do. It's what I have to do because I trust He's my good Father. And He's not trying to destroy me. And even if something bad happens, He's doing it for a purpose, maybe to work something out of me that doesn't need to be in there, or to teach me a lesson, or whatever, or even just for His glory like He did with Job. So I know there's a picture, I've seen it maybe on Facebook, and it's a person standing at the top of a cliff, and there's another cliff in front of them, but there's no way for them to get to that cliff. And there's like a big cloud underneath them, and they can't see what's below it. And God tells them to jump. And in the picture, obviously they don't want to jump. But when they do jump, they land on another ledge. They land on the next spot. They land on the next safe area. And that's how it is with God a lot of times. God's not asking me to figure it out. He's not asking me to worry about that big thing I see in front of me that I know I'm going to be going through. No, He's just asking me to take that next step that He put in front of me and trust that He's going to do the rest. That's really what it's all about. I do what I can do, and He does the rest. He does the miraculous, right? Like Moses, he raised up his arms and the Red Sea parted. Somebody had to take that first step, though, onto the dry ground. I would be a little bit afraid because I'd be like, what if the water comes back? What if this? What if that? But we've got to have that faith. And then later when they were going over the River Jordan, and the priest literally had to step into the water before it even parted. I mean, how many times have I hesitated? I'm like, no, I can't step into that raging water. Jesus, I'm going to drown. And he's like, if you would just step, I would part it and you would be fine. Just do it, So today, if maybe you're a little bit like me and you see something in front of you, a task, a calling, a burden, and you're looking at all the worst case scenarios, or you're looking at how you're not ready, or you're not sure you can do it, or you're not even sure what God's going to put you through to get you there. I challenge you to just stop for a moment and remember the God that we serve. Remember that he's never failed you. Remember that he is good and he is gracious and he is kind and he is merciful. And remember that every time you're in a storm, he's right there with you. And every time that you go through something, he's right there with you. And then just take that step. Come on, we'll do it together. We'll hold hands metaphorically, and we'll take that leap together. We'll jump off that cliff, trusting that if Jesus doesn't have a ledge waiting on us, he'll give us wings to fly.